In a momentary calm, blades are sworn together, vowing to bring about the restoration of peace and order. The year is 190, and the Han Empire falters on the brink of destruction. Brought low by corrupt eunuchs, and strong-armed by the despot Dong Zhuo. The fires of war erupt across a once peaceful realm. In the growing chaos, rebellions rise, and the Emperor's voice is drowned out by the tyrant's roar. The land suffers. Yet though they band together against a common foe, such a fragile alliance cannot hold forever.
Greetings, mortals. My name is Karel Shufflegunothorpia Sharp, but today you may know me as the General of 10,000 Victories, because we are in total war, but of an age long past. In an age of heroes and villains, of war and peace, and most importantly, of 3 kingdoms. Yes, we're playing Total War 3 Kingdoms, in case that wasn't obvious at this point. And we're going to be starting a new game here, which you'll notice now. As was said in the little starting narration, we have the default start date of 190, which is what we're going to do. There's also other start dates available if you purchase various DLC. Now, Eden, you don't even have the game. Shut up. We're not playing... No, we're not playing as Zhengjiang. I understand that Zhengjiang isn't cool. I understand.
All I am has been earned and fought for, not given.
Dynasties and nobility mean nothing to Zhengjiang. She prefers to seize glory in her own way.
I understand, but we're not doing that, because our starting situation is literally quoted as very hard. Which, by the way, is not true of the other bandit and outlaw factions you can play as. As a matter of fact, let's see. Alright, we have Yuan Shu is very hard. Yeah. And then we have the Yellow Turbans, who are the rebels that are not meant to actually make any progress. In most games, in fact, that cover the 3 Kingdoms era, the Yellow Turbans are there for you to beat in the early games so that you can learn how to play. And that is the comparison that Zhengjiang's starting position is being likened to. So no, we're not going to be playing Zhengjiang, because I want to actually be able to succeed. Oh my god, she gets 100 faction support? I'll explain why that's absurd later. But no, we're going to be taking a we're going to take a page out of the history book, so to speak. And we're going to play as the winning team, so to speak.
Chaos forges agents of power.
Cao Cao watches dynasties fall and tyrants rise. He has seen power slip into the hands of the undeserving, and through the chaos, plots a path back to order by his hand.
Regarded as a strategic genius, he pursues victory at any cost, assured that the ends always justify the means. Also, let me know if the music's too loud or too quiet, because we didn't actually object that. Listen, you. I don't have to listen to what you say. Though some call him ruthless, Cao Cao is nevertheless mindful and considerate. maintaining agricultural garrisons to protect both the supplies and the populace during inhospitable times. Also, if I was basic, I'd be playing as Liu Bei. Liu Bei is literally the character that's always considered the main character of Three Kingdoms games, despite not actually being the one who wins. Because he's the goody two-shoes. Like, you don't believe me? Watch, look, we're gonna go over here.
Avoid corruption. Deny hollow victories.
Liu Bei sees chaos in the face of Dongzhuo, and will not rest until the tyrant's corruption is uprooted and the Han dynasty restored.
I want you to look in the top right. Liu Bei, virtuous idealist, playstyle focus, companionship. He is literally the anime protagonist of Three Kingdoms, even though he loses. So no, I'm not, as you so called me, a basic bitch. I am in fact playing intelligently. Also, Cao Cao is the best choice.
Embers rise, stark against the night. The tyrant Dongzhuo wields the flames of destruction. Luoyang burns. Chaos ignites as the power of the eunuchs is crushed. In the pyre, the Han falters. Opportunity glimmers in the darkness. One's weakness is another's strength. Cao Cao observes and prepares. The moment approaches. Order will be restored, no matter the cost. China is in turmoil. The great empire of the Han, stretching back ages beyond counting, is being devoured by corruption. The Yellow Turbans, thousands strong, began raising their banners in rebellion and seizing commanderies across the realm. In response, generals loyal to the Emperor rose up and put down the rebellion.
Normally, these little loading things I usually skip once it's loaded, but for your purposes, we're going to go through all four so that you get the appropriate context for what is happening in this game. Narrator, if you would.
Yet, despite the victory, the chaos only grew. With the corruption at the very heart of the Empire, the loyal generals stormed the Imperial Palace and killed the 10 eunuchs, the source of China's ills. In the madness, the warlord Dongzhuo seized the Emperor. With the great warrior Lü Bu at his side, none dared oppose him. In response to Dongzhuo's brazen display, treason some call it, a coalition of warlords rose up, led by the charismatic Yuan Shao, to save the Han. Faced with united opposition, Dongzhuo retreated west to his stronghold of Chang'an, razing the old capital Luoyang to the ground as he fled. It is now the year 190 CE, and the coalition has all but collapsed. Warlords on all sides have seen opportunities to build their own fortunes from the chaos. Yellow Turban remnants still stalk the lands, seeking the age of the yellow sky, whilst soldiers of fortune feel the change of fate on the wind and strike out on their own. The scales shift, and China hangs in the balance.
Indeed, indeed a chaotic and tenuous moment of history. Isn't it lovely?
The flames have run their course. Luoyang is nothing but rubble now. It is the work of the tyrant Dongzhuo, who now wields power unchecked. He absconds with the Emperor in tow, He is barbaric, but not altogether unwise. As long as he controls the court, he controls the Empire.
In peace, I shall be an able subject. In chaos, a crafty hero.
What of the Coalition, my lord? They have...
The Coalition is finished. They have lost their bite. But perhaps they can be rallied into something resembling their old strength. It seems that I must be the blade of China's justice. There is no other who can. Man's span of life, whether long or short, depends not on heaven alone.
Quite. Alright, faction breakdown. I like that they added these. Makes it a lot easier to explain this stuff. So, Cao Cao's main sort of unique resource is credibility. It's earned through schemes and spent in diplomacy. Diplomatic manipulation. It can be used for diplomatic manipulation to control the diplomatic standing between two factions, making them like or dislike each other, depending on what is determined to be more useful. And then credibility can be added to diplomatic deals to make offers that otherwise would not work. Credibility fades over time, but the more credibility I have, the slower the fade becomes. So stockpiling it helps with maintaining it in the long run. Then we have schemes. This allows Cao Cao to basically enact different strategies that are unique to him, that can have various effects, and doing this also grants credibility that is used as mentioned before. Finally, Tutian is a unique farming garrison building that can be constructed on farmland counties, and there is the Tutian conscription chain for the commandery capitals, which we'll show soon what that means. But for now, Lord Cao Cao, you have been cast out, branded an enemy of the Empire. It is clear that only you have the capability to end Dongzhuo's tyranny and bring peace. You can use the surging population and pliable peasantry of your homelands to your advantage, whilst vulnerable foes to the north may make expansion there beneficial. The time has come to increase your prestige and influence, then unite what has been divided. I need to be wary of Yuanshu to the west and Taoqian to the east, and then claim the neighboring Han Empire regions. Pursued by Dongzhuo's men, Cao Cao prepares to fight. The coalition is finished, and the tyranny of Dongzhuo endures despite your intentions. The time has now come to look to other plans. Although you have returned home, there is little time to waste. The tyrant has sent Han forces to apprehend you. They must be defeated before we can look to our future. So now I must defeat the enemy army led by Yuan Han. Right here. So with that, we're just gonna quickly adjust the camera so that we're pointing north. And as you can see, our movement range is limited because we're in range of an enemy army, so we have to engage them.
Chaos's vacuum creates heroes.
But nothing to worry about, because this is the first battle, and in such, the game ensures that the first battle is going to be extremely easy to beat, because this is meant to teach you how to fight. I already know how, but we'll sort of go over things in this first battle at least, so that everyone watching understands what's going on. As you can see, we have a little screen here for the pre-battle screen, which allows me to see how our deployed forces on the left and the enemy's deployed forces on the right. In the middle, it shows what our chances are of succeeding. We also have the night battle toggle, which, if we were able to, we could do that, but for now, that is not an option. Predicted casualties on both sides, and then we have the options of starting battle, delegate, withdraw, and then quick save and map view. We'll just turn on the map view for a second. And you'll see that's what the battlefield's going to look like. Obviously a little greener once we actually get in. And we don't have the option to withdraw because this is the first battle, so we're just going to start. And I'm going to let Cao Cao sort of give you a slight idea of why I may have picked him over other options for this.
China is in chaos. Yet through this chaos, I have found opportunity. These people, these bickering people, they stack so well. It makes them easier to order, to control. I alone will bring peace to China. Those who stand against me will vanish.
I love that speech so much. It's so good. Alright. And in so, let us begin. Now, of course, you can see that we have the 2 deployment zones. Green is where I can deploy, red is where the enemy can deploy. Characters with Vanguard deployment can go outside of their own zone, but not within the enemy's. Not that that matters for this battle. Armies in this game consist of retinues, which has a single general, and up to 6 units. In our case, we have Cao Cao leading 1 retinue with 4 units, a heavy spear cavalry that is unique to his faction, along with a light sword cavalry, a light sword infantry, and a light bow infantry. And then we have Zhao Hudun, who is one of Cao Cao's known retainers during this time period, who is leading 2 retinues, or rather 2 units of medium spear infantry, and then 2 light sword infantry. So a lot of infantry, 1 unit of archers, 2 cav, and then our 2 leaders. Meanwhile, the enemy is being led by Yuan Han, who is a commander that is just here to probably be trashed in a minute or so, leading what appears to be 2 units of light sword infantry, and then a heavily depleted unit of light bow infantry. Like I said, we're supposed to win this battle. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set up. I'm just going to use the simple formation for this, so we're going to pick the Eagle's Wing formation, so that'll automatically put them in this formation where we have wait, was that the right one? Hold on. That was supposed to be the right one, but for some reason they put both of the cavalry on the left. But anyway, that way we have our infantry in the front, range in the back, and then we have cavalry on the side. Cao Cao's going to be back here because as a commander, he's best amongst our forces to bolster them, whereas our champion here is best used to combat enemy generals and is thus in the front. So with that, we're going to push up a bit just to make this a little quicker. And we are ready to start. Now the enemy is not moving, which makes sense. They don't really they're being attacked, so they don't really want to be the ones to try and start the engagement. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move our people up. We're not gonna toggle running because vigor is still a thing, and that means that we don't want to have our forces expend too much energy getting up to the front lines. So we're also going to fast forward just to speed that up. I'm also going to check, let's see, so that's their range there for their archers. So we can move up to about here. So we'll just wait for them to move up, as the enemy just sort of stands by, trying to figure out how they're going to survive this situation, because Dong Zhuo sent a very meager force to try and apprehend Cao Cao, which I guess he's just very busy. Now here we can see a mechanic that is specific to 3 Kingdoms and was later added in a different form to Troy, and that is the duels. I didn't really show this, but this game actually has 2 modes. There's Records modes and Romance mode, which is based on Records of the 3 Kingdoms, which is the realistic account of events, and then Romance of the 3 Kingdoms, which is the romanticized version of events. I'm of course playing Romance because that's more fun. And that allows our generals to duel each other. Because you can see their general challenged one of mine to battle. If I accept, because we're much stronger, we get extra benefits to winning if we defeat them within a certain amount of time. So I'm going to accept this duel. And now you can see I've lost direct control of our general as he approaches the other general, and we can see here a little interface that shows their relative health bars and morale. And so those two are going to fight, and while they're in a duel, neither of our forces will interfere unless specifically commanded to do so. As you can see,
You are pitiful! Do you intend to bore me to death?
you can kind of see from the difference in health that my guy is winning by a significant amount. Just to make sure, I'm also going to have him activate an ability that will do some extra damage. Meanwhile, we're now going to have the rest of the army continue to advance. Oops. Yep, accidentally clicked out of the game, apologies. I'm going to have my cavalry move over here now and separate from the rest.
Do not waste your breath! You will need it!
And then I'm going to pause for a moment, and I'm going to say I'm going to tell those guys to move forward, I'm going to tell those guys to move forward, and then I'm going to have our archers start shooting at their archers to try and get them to break. Now, unfortunately, we weren't able to win within the original time frame, but we're still going to get a victory from this, of course. There's no worry of that, at least. Now we're going to have our mounted saber militia go and charge at the archers. I'm going to have my archers move forward and then set themselves to fire at will, so they'll just attack whoever seems best to them.
Show them your strength, friend.
These guys will, of course, get these guys the rout. They were already weakened.
One with witty words.
And then over here, the enemy army is already broken. So as soon as the enemy general is defeated, we will have victory. And in the meantime, we're going to try and rout as many of the troops as possible, and of the enemy as possible. There we go.
The enemy general is fallen. They were no match.
I'm going to have Zhahudun join over here. And we're just going to fast forward and try and rout off as many of the enemy as possible before we move on. Alright. All three still appear to be up. One of them might... Okay, two of them are out. So... Looks like that guy just has one more left, so he's about to get run over, and that is going to be a decisive victory for us. Hopefully the first of many. Oh, one of them managed to escape. Crazy. You can see on this screen, attacker shows who us and how many of our soldiers are left. Top right, the enemy and how many of theirs are left. And then in the bottom left and right, you can see how many of our units are still around and how many inflicted casualties each unit has caused. And with that, the enemy army is down. I'm gonna go do replenishment.
Good fighters are hard to come by.
So we've taken any men that have been captured and inducted them into our forces to replenish anyone that has been lost. And now our next goal is to go and capture this territory, Peijian, which is a part of the commandery that we own the capital of. Up here we can also see that we have the schemes directory that is specific to us. You can see that schemes are listed in different groups, identifying what targets they have. We can select specific targets for each for a scheme. And then we have pawns, which basically determines how many schemes we can have going on at the same time. And then this will display when pawns will become available. So for instance, if we did children in the hand and targeted Dongzhuo, this scheme would cause the enemy to have minus 50 diplomatic relations with all factions, so everyone would hate them at the same time. However, right now I'm actually going to probably pick this one immediately, Dominion over the Realm. This one allows me to unlock a new reform, which is basically how we gain... It's basically our equivalent to research in other Total War games, where we gain new... Well, actually, let me just activate the scheme first. And you can see this automatically takes us to the reform tree. So from here, we can select different reforms that each have different effects. The ones that are blue generally relate to trade, spy work, and experience. The green ones generally relate to population growth and food production. Purple generally relates to commerce and industry. Red generally relates to military matters. And then finally, yellow generally refers to sort of general bonuses towards your faction at large. So things like public order, preventing rebellions, reducing corruption, etc., etc. For this, I'm going to select military markets. This will give us more military supplies, so we can spend more time in enemy territory, and gives us some pre-battle deployables. From here, we will now select Cao Cao, and we're going to move on to Peiqiang.
Wipe them out! Crush them!
From here, we are going to have another decisive victory, and we're going to start this battle as well, but before that, I'm going to note that this is a siege battle. So in addition to start, battle, delegate, we now have a new list in the middle that shows the turns until the enemy surrenders, turns until the enemy supplies deplete. In this case, their supplies start already depleted, and then how many barricades the enemy can use to try and block progress during the siege battle. We also have the starve out function, which basically causes us to encircle the settlement and just sort of wait them out. Demand surrender, which if there was an enemy general present in the settlement, we could call upon them to just surrender the territory in exchange for, you know, not potentially being killed in battle. In which case we would be able to take the settlement without having to fight. And then we could break the siege, which is equivalent to withdrawing, where we just leave. Obviously we're not going to do that though. Now if we look at the map, assuming that it loads, there we go. This battle actually looks like it actually looks just like a field battle, so I'm not sure what's up with that, but let's go ahead and start this.
Our progress has been adequate. May it continue.
Fortunately, I've been having this little glitch with these little loading screens that cause the dialogue lines to not work properly sometimes. So that middle line from Xiahou is not being actually spoken.
Whatever must be done, will be done.
I do like that they have these little lines before the battle start. And yeah, apparently we're not actually fighting in a settlement. I guess that the settlement itself is not developed enough. You can actually see that they have like a building here and maybe over here? Yeah. But yeah, they're not developed enough to actually have defenses. If they did, they would be able to have things like towers with archers and choke points and other things that would make this more difficult. But that is not the case, and so I am very thankful for that. So this is basically going to be second verse, same as the first. I mean, slightly different, because I think the enemy actually has more forces this time, but overall, doesn't really matter. And then here we have our deployables, which will be wooden stakes and oil. But since we're the attackers, those aren't going to be useful, because I can only put them within my own territory. And we're going to definitely move forward as soon as this battle starts, so... the enemy appears to have moved over there. So I'm going to just verify the range of their archers again. And then we're going to move to here. Set them to walk to keep them energized. And then, of course, I fast forward because we don't want for the marching to take forever. And this is going to go very similarly to the other battle. With a slight... Oh, you know what? I'm going to actually move everyone over here. The main difference is going to be that the enemy has 3 light halberd infantry. Sorry, 2 light halberd infantry and then 1 medium halberd infantry. Instead of a general, they have a captain retinue. And then they have the light bow infantry at full strength, which means that the archers are a little bit more annoying. Our cavalry needs to be a lot more careful because halberds are a form of polearm, of course, and are thereby more effective against cavalry than swords would be. And there's no general to duel. The enemy is adjusting their positions to match our movements, which makes sense. And then once our men are in position, we're going to start moving everyone forward. But I'm going to have these guys go around this house. Or I assume it's a house. I don't actually know what it is. The enemy archers have begun firing. And as we approach, I'm going to pause real quick and start allocating attack orders. You guys are going to stop because you are already in range to start firing now.
Heal yourself! Hooray! Hooray! Move! Stand ready! Make ready!
Then I'm going to have our cavalry start going after the enemy archers to push them back.
At the ready!
And then as our infantry charge in loudly, I'm going to activate the Unyielding Earth debuff, which makes all our units in range unbreakable, which means that they are no longer going to break from morale issues. And I've also increased their melee evasion, so that it's going to be harder for the enemy to deal damage to them. And now we're going to do some simple hammer and anvil tactics. Crash into the back line there. And like that, the enemy is already broken from the overwhelming numbers and superior quality of troops that they faced. Now, I could try and chase them down, of course, like I did before, but because this is a siege battle, I don't have to worry about them escaping because they're a garrison, so we can just afford to claim victory and end the battle like that. So, overall, much, much faster. Not much happened there, but what mattered is that we secured victory in exactly 6 minutes in-game. We fast-forwarded a lot of that because most of that was actually us moving towards the enemy. So for us, it was less than 6 minutes.
It is just as it should be.
And now we'll occupy.
Taking the settlement.
And in doing so, we have gained the support from the people. And we have a new settlement. This settlement will be a valuable tool in our continuing endeavors. It must thrive, the population must grow, that it might best serve our needs. Although you have your eyes on the future, my lord, do not forget that you must remain strong both at home as well as in the field. Our home infrastructure can be developed. Rich farmland and fertile plains should be nurtured. Doing so can only aid us. So now, we are being called upon to build. So as you can see, we have an open spot here that is not being used. Now I could use this either for like the unique conscription building that Cao Cao has. This increases food production, improves the movement range of armies in the area, reduces the cost of construction for agricultural garrisons in the commandery, which the commandery being basically an assortment of settlements that are all considered a part of a singular province. So in our case, the Chen province has Suiyang, which is our capital, Peiqiang, which we just took, and then over here is Ruyang, which is the third one. So we'll go make sure to try and get that eventually. We also have the option of making an inn, which will boost commerce, state workshops, which give us industry-based income, but we're going to go for the government support because that boosts food production by 25% and income from the peasantry by 10%. And so with that, I believe that we are good to end this turn, and so I will... Wait, I almost forgot.
China's plight demands merciless actions.
Here is the interface for our generals. We can see like what they're doing. So Cao Cao is obviously a general in the field, as we can see, obviously. We can see the upkeep for his forces. We can see his opinions on specific factions. In his case, he has a grudge against Dongzhuo. We have past loyalties, as you can see here. We can see his traits. Cao Cao is ambitious, dutiful, and suspicious, each of which gives various different traits to him that may be positive or negative, depending. We can see that there are 5 skills that each general has: expertise, resolve, cunning, instinct, and authority. In the game, for the most factions, there are 5 classes, each of which corresponds to one of these traits. Cao Cao is a commander and thus connects to the authority trait, which improves the satisfaction of generals in the faction if he is the prime minister, heir, or faction leader, and of course Cao Cao is the faction leader. And then also authority determines the helps him bolster the unit morale in his retinue. And then down here we can see skills, which also give different capabilities, but these are based on his level and are always positive, of course, but as we level up, we'll be able to unlock new ones that are adjacent to ones that have already been unlocked. Finally, on the left bit, you can see that we have things that are equipped to him. So a weapon, he has his unique sword, Trust of God. His armor, Cao Cao's armor. Most unique characters have unique armor specific to them and can't be swapped out. Mounts, he has Shadow Runner, his horse. A horse fast enough to outrun its own shadow, as the legends go. And then, right now, he does not have a follower or accessory equipped. If we go here, we have one option for a follower, a herdsman, who grants +2 resolve, which boosts the general's health, and if they're an administrator of a commandery, increases population growth there. And then he also allows his general to use the wedge formation for his cavalry. We're not going to put that on Cao Cao though, because there are other things that might work better. And then over here we have a stone pig as an accessory, which grants 6 instinct, which boosts melee damage for the general and the recruitment cost for new troops in this army. And then also raises satisfaction, which is important for anyone that's not the faction leader, because satisfaction determines how happy a general is within our faction. And at this point, I'm now going to end the turn. And basically, if a general has high satisfaction, it basically represents our loyalty. If we get most of our people to high satisfaction, that gives faction-wide benefits. If it's low, we get negative effects to our faction. And on top of that, low satisfaction generals can end up being recruited as spies for other factions. Or even worse, or possibly worse, if it gets low enough, they may decide to just leave. Because they don't want to work for us anymore. And now we've constructed that building over in Suiyang, so we have our next quest. Word of Alright. Word of your efforts has spread, and there are now many who admire your admission, believing you to be the one who with the with the strength and drive to reunite China. There's a typo there, so that kind of threw me off. They are willing to put their faith in your leadership and offer their talents in your service. It is time for you to start recruiting warriors for the long battle ahead. I must now recruit and maintain a total of 12 units at the start of a new turn. Right now our current army is 10, each one having the single general and then 4 units in our retinue. Now if we click recruit, which wasn't available in the first turn but is now, we have the option of hiring units into our existing retinues, or we can raise a new retinue, as so. In this case, that's what I'm going to do, because I want to bring out Zhao Hudun's brother, Zhao Huan.
To duty!
So on the next turn, this will be enough to complete the mission. Now, as in the other Total War games, each unit requires a certain amount of money to recruit them into the army, and then each has a certain amount of upkeep, which is money that has to be paid on every turn to basically pay them and maintain equipment and such. In the top left, if we go to the treasury, we can see our income, and then our expenditures, and then thus how much total we are going to make in a given turn. Our hiring this new retinue increased it, of course, by 524, it looks like. But we're also going to go here and we're going to add, let's see. Now, we do have some units that are specific to this faction that we can hire, like the Tiger Cubs, the Qingzhou Spears, and the Qingzhou Assault Infantry. I think I'm going to get 2 units of the Assault Infantry in this retinue. And I'm going to leave it like that for now. And then maybe next turn we'll go after Peng Cheng over here. In the meantime, we have more construction options available to us. We can upgrade Peiqiang, which will give it a bigger garrison. It'll produce more food, and we'll get more income from the peasantry for it. We could also upgrade our town to a large town, and we could upgrade one of the 2 buildings that is already present in Suiyang. For now, I'm going to do this, because increasing the garrison here will allow it to be... It'll be able to better protect itself in the event that someone tries to take the settlement from me. Now, we also have another pawn that we could use, but for now, I don't think that's going to be necessary. So for now, I'm just going to end the turn. Now, to the southeast, you might be able to see that there are 2 Han Empire armies that are nearby. So I'm a little worried about them. But for now, we have the objective of... Ooh. A young administrator in your camp by the name of Yue Jin has gone above and beyond the requirements of his station. Unprompted, he has recruited 1,000 fresh troops from his hometown to join your cause. This is a dilemma, so we have the option of elevating him, basically recruiting him to a more important position, or to leave him be, and just take the increased recruitment caused by his actions. We're going to elevate him, because we can afford to do so. And if I go over to the court, you can see that in the middle we have Cao Cao as the faction leader. His son, Cao Pai, is... Cao Pi, I can't remember, is the faction heir. He's only 3 now, but you know, I mean, Cao Cao's not gonna die before he grows up for certain. And then we have other positions, most of which are currently locked, but the Chancellor position is currently available if we wanted to assign someone there. On the right, we can see that we have candidates for people that are looking for work as a general and could be hired. And then below that, we have our family members, Lady Bian, Cao Cao's wife. We have Cao Ren, who I believe is his Cao Cao's brother or is he an older son? I can't remember. Let's see. And then Cao Song, who I believe is Cao Cao's father. And then we have, of course, the two Jia Bu brothers. And our new recruit, Yue Jin, the Lion of Yangping. What Yue Jin lacks in stature, he makes up for in fierceness, fearlessness, and deadliness with his bow. Reminds me. Oh, Cao Ren has the bow. Darn it. Alright, note to self. Once I get a bow, give it to Yue Jin, because that's kind of his thing. Don't know why he doesn't have one to begin with, but oh well. Alright, so we have these armies here that are kind of annoying. Because I guarantee if I try to go take Peng Cheng, they're going to attack Peijiang. I know this. There's no way they're not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go right outside of the settlement, and then we're going to go into the ambush stance. And hopefully, one of them will be dumb enough to try and attack the apparently abandoned town, and will fall right into my trap. In the meantime, Yue Jin comes in at level 3, so I actually have 2 points I can expend here. I'm going to do stability, and then diligence. So stability increases his authority, unlocks an assignment, counteract corruption, and then he gives +5 public order to the commandery of which he is administrator of, if I should make him an administrator thus. Also, we got a new follower who is also good for an administrator, improves population growth. We're going to apply to save those changes, and I'll probably put him as an administrator if the opportunity comes up. But for now, we're going to pause, or rather we're going to end turn.
We patiently await your answer.
Shut up, Yuan Shao, I didn't ask you.
So be it.
He wanted my herdsman, but I'm not selling. He's probably going to be a pain leader. But I'll deal with that when that comes up. Well, the ambush failed, but they're still attacking us for some reason. So I guess we'll just fight them because they're still horribly outmanned here.
We rise like a blazing inferno, destructive and unstoppable.
I like him.
All those who oppose me will be destroyed.
Alright, so the enemy army, 2 medium bow infantry, a unit of light sword cavalry, 3 light halberd infantry, and then their general, who is a strategist. Now, strategists, I don't have the thing up. Wait, hold on, maybe I do. No, we don't have the thing for the 3 stats, but the one that the strategist corresponds to is the blue one, and if I remember correctly, focuses on increasing like ammunition reserves. And it does something else, I can't remember offhand. But the important thing about strategists is that they are the only general who's the least combative. And thus, they actually can't participate in duels. So what we're probably going to end up doing is just sending all 3 generals to attack him. To try and get him out of the way. Because if he goes down, then his army will suffer massive morale penalties for obvious reasons. Now we're going to go here. Formations, Eagle's Wings, and this time we have enough cavalry that they're actually putting some on the right side, though they put 3 on the left, which is annoying. Let's see, we're going to do position like this? No. This. Yeah, that's good. Are they moving forward? No. Okay. So that's where they are. So we're going to do this.
Make haste!
We're gonna not run again. And we're gonna fast forward again. And for now, I'm doing every battle, but in the future, if like there's like a battle that's like we're obviously going to win, like this one, I'll probably make a note to not. Also, as we're waiting, you'll notice that if I hover over these soldiers, the little thing that appears, it notes that they're tired. So presumably, what happened is they charged towards us in the march stance, which allows them to move farther, but at the same time, it means that they walked right into our ambush, decided to attack us, but are doing so not at their peak. Those soldiers are actually technically weaker than they normally would be. While our units, meanwhile, are fresh because while they do have to close the distance, they can do so at a leisurely pace and started the battle not in any way tired, which is good. Alright. Now from here, we start pulling forward our forces. These three are going to go this way. And then this one is going to... They can't actually go through the town. So I'll just leave him with this group for now. Oh, looks like the cavalry is being fired on by those archers, so I'm going to pull into the forest to try and protect them from the arrow fire a bit.
Ready! Our general needs our aid!
And we're going to continue going around. Now, Yuan, I'm going to send you to go and start attacking those cavalry. And noticeably now the enemy forces are very tired because of their trying to maneuver around to deal with the fact that my cavalry is starting to surround them. And then we're going to give commands to our infantry to move in certain positions. Like so. We're going to tell the archers to stop because they're in position to strike. Then we're going to try and move South and Dune around so that they can circle around and attack. Wait. Come on. No. Get them. Do not let them escape. Oh, they want to go after these guys. I see. Interesting. That's a bold choice. Alright, we do this. And then we'll do this. And we basically are about to get everyone to rout. So I'm going to tell our three generals to now start chasing down their strategists. And then, let's see, do this. I'm going to start having the cavalry go after the people that are farther out. And of course their enemy cavalry as well. So that, because they're going to, once they break and start running, they're going to run far.
Ready! Prepare! We've killed an enemy general! They have fallen?
Alright, the enemy general fell. So now we can have the generals start focusing on chasing down some of the retreating troops as well. And we're going to try and eliminate as many of them as possible. There we go. And so we just sort of let the cleanup happen. As you can see, these guys are trying to run, but because they were very tired, they're actually moving slower than my units are, even though I believe that they're all the same, or at least similar. And because of that, they are not... some of them might get away, but it's going to be very difficult for them to escape regardless. And this group's down, so then we'll cycle them over here, and Joe... no, we'll keep him there, because those guys are nearly up. These guys are finished chasing their people, so we'll have them chase them. And these guys almost reached the edge of the map, but got chased away. So it looks like these four are going to escape, but that's fine. And then... looks like the only ones left are these guys, so I'm just going to tell everyone to go after them. Oh, whoops. Forgot, they're in a formation. I gotta not... whoops. Well, some more of them are probably gonna escape, but that was a minor slip-up, but it doesn't really matter. Slip-ups after the battle are obviously not as severe as mishaps during the battle. But they will escape because that guy reached the edge of the map. Either way, though, the enemy is going to end up with just 22 soldiers having gone away. 11 of which were that one cavalry unit. Which makes sense, they were obviously the fastest unit once their general fell. Because all the generals start on horseback by default. So we have gotten rid of that force.
Coming to fruition.
And I will take advantage of their captured soldiers to replenish my units. And with that having been done, I'm going to safely assume that they're not going to be able to now mount a proper offense on Peiqiang. So now I'm going to go after Pengcheng.
No mercy.
And this time we're going to just sort of delegate.
It is just as it should be.
Now the one thing about trying to let the computer handle is that we do usually sustain more losses than you normally would. But as long as we're not like in severe need of troops, it shouldn't be an issue. And now we've successfully taken a third settlement. So now we have a new mission. My lord, the generals under your command are talented individuals, each with an array of skills they can put to use in improving your realm. In each commandery, they can be sent on assignments to oversee and improve the infrastructure, both military and civic, of your lands. Each character has different qualities to bring to these endeavors, so inspect your options carefully. Now we have to send a character on assignment, so if we click on the settlement, we can now see that there's an assignments thing. And this allows us to select one of our units, like for instance we could select Sao Ren. And we have the tax collection, which will increase income from peasantry in the commandery by 50% for the duration of 15 turns. On next turn, that will be complete. Additionally, Cao Cao gained a level after that battle in the settlement. So now we're going to pick Understanding because this gives all of our recruits +1 starting rank for as long as Cao Cao is around. We also still don't have any followers or accessories that are of particular interest to me. But we did earn a title for winning an ambush battle, even though the ambush technically failed, so that's kind of funny. Oh, I forgot to apply. There we go. Maybe I'll show you what titles are later, but for now it's not too big of a deal.
I do what must be done.
Now, Pengcheng was being controlled by the Yellow Turban Rebellion, so their buildings aren't actually compatible with ours. So I'm going to demolish both of these so that we can build things that we can actually use. And because it's springtime, we also have the option of a reform choice. Because normally you get reform traces on the on spring every year, but we were obviously able to sort of cheat that by using a scheme to get one earlier. Now then. Think I'm gonna pick this. Register of land and population. This will increase all of our peasantry income by 15%. Which for right now only causes a slight increase in the money we're making, but as we progress, as we get more people that are paying taxes, and as we gain more territory, that will become more significant.
Chaos's vacuum creates heroes.
For now, let's see. Now we could use hawk and tire maneuvers, which would theoretically give us more movement range. But because we we took over that town, I'm just gonna leave them there, because the garrison being there helps maintain public order. So for now, we're not going to bother. There we go. We've successfully sent a character on assignment. Cao Cao seeks to improve his standing. If we are the face down Dongzhuo and end the tyranny blighting China, then our prestige amongst the other nobles must increase. Through your economic wisdom, gifted statecraft and strategy, you can, and should, make yourself known. So our next objective is to reach the faction rank of 2nd Marquis. We also have something going on here. A dilemma. Word has reached you that your beloved father, Cao Song, has been ambushed and murdered by the vile Tao Qian. There will be time for grieving later, but for now your advisors are calling for you to act. So our two options. First, crush them, which means that we will declare war on Tao Qian, who, if you don't know, is the old man that you can sort of see his face on GFP over here. Or we can bide our time and basically wait and try and find a better opportunity to avenge the death of Cao Cao's father. Now, in actual historical events, Cao Cao did end up attacking Tao Qian. But, in my case, I'm going to select bide our time. So we're going to wait and just sort of let him be there for now. Because right now, before we actually deal with our father's murderer, I want to sort of try and solidify our hold on the region, which means removing taking control of this settlement first of all, and basically try and remove the Han Empire's presence in our area. So we have Lu Ji over here with the remnants of that army we defeated, but hopefully not going to be too much of an issue.
Beware
I'm also
those,
going to
for darkness hides there.
upgrade Sui Yang into a large town. And I could do something like this, but I don't think that'll be necessary. That being said, I'm now going to, for the first time, activate the diplomacy screen, from which we can have dealings with various factions that we are aware of. So, for instance, we could try and talk to Yuan Shao. As Cao Cao, we can use credibility to manipulate his view of other factions, including ourselves if we wish. We can also trade credibility to make a deal better. We could also trade various things. We could go to war. We could do a lot of things. But right now, I'm going to go visit Liu Cheng, who is to our to our northwest.
What for today?
Because there's a connection between our lands and his that would allow us to establish a trade agreement. And if I do so, that will make money for both of us. That is what I'm going to do.
We approve this.
Excellent. And now we're making a little bit more money. We were making about 1,100 before, and now we're making around 1,500 a turn. And for right now, that is the only trade agreement we can have. So I'm going to close out of that for now. And we're going to move on, and next turn we'll go and take on Fuli. And it looks like that general has realized what I'm going to do and has left, prevent his army from being a part of the siege. Now, if I wanted to, he's actually in range for my army to attack him, but as you can see here by the balance of power, all that green basically means that I am significantly more powerful, so he's probably going to try and run away, and then I won't be able to follow up, so we're just going to continue our plan to attack Fuli. And we'll delegate again, because again...
Another step towards order.
Wasn't really a difficult battle.
This place is ours now.
And so we have taken Fuli, which is apparently a livestock farm. We're gonna pay money, put money in to upgrade this so that this garrison is also boosted. Meanwhile in Pengcheng, of course they don't have any units here for now. So for the moment, we're gonna build an administration office, which will boost income from all sources in the region. And also, if we go to this screen, the faction summary, you can see right here that we have prestige, and we have 37, and his 50 is required to reach the 2nd Marquis rank. So prestige is gained by owning settlements, upgrading settlements, and from certain specific buildings, including the administration office that we're currently going to build. Once we reach 50, we'll reach the Marquis rank, and we'll be able to spend a certain number of points to affect certain things that we can do. And then this will also allow us to create coalitions, which I will explain, assuming that we get to that point. Only a little over an hour in, so we'll probably have time to get to that. We also got a Warblade and Clay Warrior from our combat. The two brothers are now oath-sworn. So they are fighting to protect each other's backs. They're good friends, they're good allies, and so having them fight side by side gives them both benefits due to their kinship. So now we'll wait here. I'm going to guess that this army, led by Junyu, will go towards Shuchun over here, which is a walled city, which will make it a little more difficult to take. But that is a minor concern for now. At some point, I also need to take Ruyang, partly because it's part of my commandery, partly because it's owned by one of the Yellow Turban factions, who are innately our enemies, even if we're not actually at war with them at the moment. And most importantly, because that's a farm. That's farmland, which means that gives us food production, and you want food production. He who controls the rice controls the world. At least when you're in China. Also,
Accept that Dong Zhuo is your true ruler.
Oh, that's cute. He wants us to become his vassal.
This is an insult.
Shut up, old man. Anyway, what was I saying? Right, so we can probably afford to recruit some more units. Move towards getting a full army. And now we have a new challenge issued. Challenges are not required for victory, but provide a test to those who seek to follow the footsteps of history. Revenge is schemed against old adversaries. There is a corruption at the heart of the Tao family which can no longer be tolerated. To avoid betrayal now or in the future, their leaders should be confronted and defeated as soon as possible. So now we are being tasked to destroy the Tao Qian faction. Meanwhile, to the south, Sun Jian was killed at Huangzhou at the Battle of Zhengyang, cut down in a hail of arrows. So now Sun Jian has been killed, and someone is going to have to take his place in his faction. Meanwhile in Pengcheng, I'm going to... Let's see, what would be a good building here? Let's go with land development so we can get more food going. Yeah. That'll also increase our peasantry income. We have Lu Ji over here. Don't know what to do about that. I don't think his army is sufficient to actually, like, take one of these settlements. Especially since this one upgraded. But I'm wondering if I go here... Oh, you know what? First things first, recruits. Let's see. I prefer keeping things a little neat. So what I'm going to do first, actually, is we're going to get replace them with Saber Militia. Then we're going to get 2 crossbow units. Then in this army, we're going to get 2 more spear guards. And let's see, how much money do I get here? I could get 2 more cavalry units. That might not be a bad idea. I think for now I'm going to get 2 more archers instead, because we already have 4 cav. So now we'll have 4 archers. And from there, we will wait a turn. I don't know if it was very quick. It went by very quickly, but if you notice on the top where it showed like the AI going through each faction's turn, Sun Jian's portrait was replaced by the portrait of his son Sun Che, who is now going to be taking over. Meanwhile, Yuan Shu has declared war on Liu Chong. And we hired a new character, Dian Wei, known as a bastion of strength and loyalty. It is said that once, a mighty banner was blowing over in the breeze, and 10 men could not hold it up. However, Dian Wei, using just one hand, held that banner upright, earning great fame. Now we have a new character in our ranks. Good old Dian Wei, the brute of unmatched power. Now, unfortunately, as we get more and more of these people, you're going to run into a slight problem that as they are at higher levels, they're going to want to, 1, be put out into the field, and 2, have certain positions. So what I'm going to do right now is we're actually going to take, I think we'll take, let's see, I'm trying to remember. What is Yu Jin good with? Oh, I see. Okay. I actually don't want you to necessarily be... I don't necessarily want you as an administrator, actually, Yujin. We're going to actually make him the Chancellor, so... That'll give him 12 satisfaction, increase the salary by 200, but also increase income from peasantry by 15%. And you'll notice this little green check mark means that he likes everyone that is currently in a position here. Cao Pi doesn't count because he's a child and isn't actually like doing anything, so it's just his relationship with Cao Cao. We're gonna do that, and then once we become a second marquis, I'm gonna try and probably unlock some administrator positions, and then second marquis unlocks the Grand Commandant position and the Grand Excellency position, which will allow us to put people in there as well. But for the moment, we're just going to, oh, right, Dian Wei also comes with a level, so we're going to put that into Trust. That'll give 20% income from peasantry if he's administering a commandery, and also his retinue gets 10% more armor for the spear infantry. He's also a champion. I'm actually also going to give him this labor recruiter, because that will also boost his resolve by 2. And then we'll give him the stone pig. That will increase his satisfaction by 6, which will be helpful. And you know what? Let's go to Yui Jin and give him an accessory as well. He's not a commander, he's a sentinel, so his preference is expertise, but this will increase his satisfaction a bit. And as mentioned before, this improves unit morale for his retinue anyway, so there's still a use for it. We also notably have the undercover network available with 2 slots. And the reason this opened up is because Dian Wei, we could actually send him to infiltrate another faction as a spy. But I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go take Guo Jia over here, who's the astute advisor and is actually one of the unique characters. I'm going to see if we can get him to infiltrate Tao Qian's faction. I can get a spy in his lands. That'll allow me to see into his territory and possibly sabotage it in preparation for when I eventually deal with him. And thankfully Dong Zhuo is not asking me to become his vassal again in exchange for peace, because it's really annoying when he does that. I have no reason to accept that. He's just really rolling an abusive asshole. Yuan Shao is declared war on Wang Quang. The minister, Wang Yung, fearing the tyranny of Dong Zhuo, sends his adopted daughter to the capital. His plan is to have her destroy the relationship between Dong Zhuo and his adopted son, Lu Bu. Now, going back to the reforms, one option we could take is this one, the foreign envoys, because that will give us another trade agreement, which would allow me to set up another, well, you know, I could trade with someone else if I wanted to. I'm going to go for resettlement incentives, because this is going to unlock some stuff over here. And then this will also increase population growth across all of my territories. The more people move in, which will, over time, also improve how much money we get from each territory. Now, let's see. Now we could do a scheme here. We could reduce faction support. We could reduce reserves. We could increase the construction time here, or we could introduce public order. I'm thinking of doing this, because this will make it a lot easier to besiege it if we attempt this. Then we're going to move up to here into the forest so that we can then do an ambush. This time hopefully it will succeed. We also got a new follower who's also good for an administrator, so I'll take note of that. But for now, I don't think there's anything else I want to do. Oh, wait. No, I do want to do something. I want to
make way for spring.
upgrade this.
Must first be cleared.
We're going to upgrade this building in the meantime. Then we'll move on to the next turn. Hopefully one of the enemy armies walks right into the ambush.
I have a request for you.
Shut up, Yuan Shao. I'm busy. I'm doing things. I'm the main character, not you. Interesting. It appears that seeing that, well, rather them not seeing us has led to one of their generals going back into the city. So I'm now going to take the opportunity here, and we're going to besiege the settlement. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start setting up for siege towers. Because this is a walled settlement, we can't actually attack this turn. Now I could demand surrender, but I'm going to wait a turn on that. Because I don't think Lu Ji can get to us? No. So, after a turn, because their reserves have been reduced to 0 at this point, due to my scheme, what's going to happen is next turn they're going to lose troops due to attrition, and hopefully that'll weaken them enough to where they may be willing to consider a surrender instead of forcing me to actually fight them. We still have this notification for the undercover network because we could send another spy, but I'm not terribly interested in doing that because I don't want to spend too much money on that. I guess Jiling is actually kind of useful. We'll hire Jiling and Sam as a spy to go infiltrate Dongzhuo, I guess. That might be a good idea. And we're still making 633 a turn, so that's good. For me, as long as the amount of money that we're making here is more than what we're making just from trade, I'm good, because that means that even if all existing trade agreements were removed, I would still be in the green. And that is what is most important.
This we offer.
Oh, you know what? That's fair. We'll have a non-aggression pact with Liu Chung, so we'll agree not to attack each other. Which makes sense, because we're trading partners.
We have achieved the intended result.
We no fighty with each other. Interesting. Presumably because he realized what's going on, the enemy general has elected to try and attack my forces. Unfortunately, him sallying out to attack me means he doesn't have the walls as a defense anymore. So he lost. And then I'll take the replenishment.
Good fighters are hard to come by.
Now, I don't know if their general is still there.
Fire burns brightly and indiscriminately. But no flame can last forever. Starved of air, it chokes, it splutters, and is then extinguished. The tyrant is dead. Yet in the ashen darkness, the avaricious prowl.
Wouldn't you know it, that plan with ruining the relationship between Dong Zhuo and Lu Bu worked. Also, Liu Dai is declared war on Jiangyang. The minister, Wang Yang, is plotting the overthrow of Dong Zhuo. No longer willing to suffer the tyrant, it is said that Dong Zhuo's adopted son has been manipulated into striking the killing blow. Thus, Dong Zhuo has been succeeded by Dong Min. Which, if we go over here, Dong Min is considered a courageous warrior. I didn't mention this before, but if you hover over, you can get this little blip, and this gives you information about the personality of the faction leader, which affects your policies with them. So Dong Min is brave, which means that he's willing to attack superior forces on the campaign map, and may only retreat from a battle if there is a friendly walled settlement in movement range. He's also a warrior, so he prefers solving problems by direct conflict rather than by words, only offers peace if in real trouble, and is strongly militaristic and heavily focuses spending on armies. Finally, he's considered honorable. He honors treaties and will not commit treacherous acts, is much more willing to sign deals with respectful leaders in diplomacy, and opposes the ones with a bad respect rating, harder to bribe, and makes diplomatic decisions based almost exclusively on diplomatic attitude. On diplomatic attitude. Which means he's probably not going to agree to peace.
Get this over with.
Yeah, no, he really doesn't want to have peace with us, which is fine by me. Anyway, I have other things to do.
My lord, how can I serve?
Firstly, the two brothers. Let's see, we're going to do this. This will enable fatigue resistance for his retinue.
Here, but there is still more work to do.
And the other brother will give mobility, because that'll increases the battle running speed of his retinue. Very nice. And then we're going to go after Shouchun, which now only has these 15 soldiers in charge of it. Now, I could auto-resolve this, but I'm not going to. Because I know for a fact that the game's going to make me take way more casualties than I should, even though the enemy only has 15 people, solely because of the
winds of victory blow in our favor.
Because of the enemy's defenses.
As long as we fight together, I fear nothing.
Our only option is victory. See it done.
As you can see, we have a singular siege tower. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them get out. I want to put one of our assault infantry in here instead. Then basically our goal is to get them inside and have them attack the one unit of 15 people that is in here. So let's see, where do I want to try and position? Let's see, if we pick here, we'd have to go around here, but we could destroy the barricades and then go through these towers to here. So this should work. I'll just put it here. And then we make sure the rest of our army is sufficiently back.
Stand ready. Order course.
Uh-oh. Wait. Wait, no. Wait, hold on. Wait, they have actual siege weapons. I didn't think they were going to have actual siege weapons. They can't actually hit us from there, right? No, they got to go outwards. We're fine. We're fine. They're dumb. They can't actually prevent our approach. As expected, I'm a genius in all the ways of warfare. If any of you have played the Mount & Blade games, this will look somewhat familiar to you. If you've ever done a siege in one of those games, the siege towers in those games look extremely similar to how this looks. The only difference is that the siege engines in this game are, depending on how you look at it, more and less dangerous than the ones in Mount & Blade Bannerlord. Against the siege towers, not going to stop us from getting in. Not by any means. But, like, if we tried to march our general up, that would have gone very badly. Anyway, these guys have now made it onto the wall. I'm going to try and see if we can start taking command of these towers. Guys, if you would be so kind as to move this way. Because I think if they get around this tower, they can take control of it. Yep. If we successfully do that, it will stop shooting at the siege tower. And will instead shoot at our enemies.
We have captured their tower!
Alright, next. We're gonna have them move down this way. Towards where this trebuchet is. So we can stop the trebuchet from potentially firing. As one might expect, the trebuchet people are not really equipped to try and stop from being attacked by actual trained infantry. And we're going to get down because we're still being fired at by towers. And we're going to just sort of set up like this. Our next step is we're going to take this. So if we can take the fort towers here, in these two locations at the least, probably this one as well, then we could actually march the rest of our army in through these gates without being assaulted. Now, normally, mind you, what I'm doing wouldn't work, because there would be an actual army here, so I would have not been able to just sort of do special ops here with the assault infantry. But because they only have the 15 units that are going to be settled up probably over here. I actually don't know exactly where they are. Oh yeah, they're over there. But yeah, because they have to keep their people here, because this is the most important location on the map for them. If I have units here and they aren't being contested, we can end up just taking the settlement without actually fighting. So they need to have their people there, which is unfortunate, because that means that I can then leisurely take over each of these gates, and then I can end up marching the entirety of my army through without being accosted. Which, I'll be honest, I'm kind of just sort of wasting my time here because I could just march my people in and just attack the 15, make them rout, and then win. But I feel like having some fun. So we're going to take over this. And as this is being taken, we're going to tell the entirety of our army to move in towards that unit of 15. And we've taken this tower. We're now going to attack this barricade. As expected, our cavalry is going to end up going in first, of course. And they're going to go around the barricades because that's faster for them, while these guys will attempt to break through the barricades. Which, if the enemy had like archers, that would be a problem. Okay, is one of the towers still shooting at us? Oh shoot, that's annoying. Well, it's too late. I'm dead set on what I'm doing, and it doesn't matter because our cavalry is about to reach the 15, and then we will have victory. Activate that. They're going to charge in. Then you're going to activate that. And once this cavalry hits, they break, and we win. So yeah, like I said, wasn't worried. Don't know how many losses we had, but the enemy only had one person left. So I didn't actually watch the cavalry charges, but they were apparently really brutal because I mean, there were 15, so there weren't a lot, but still, that is quite a bit. Excellent.
Another step towards order.
Okay, we lost 18. That's not too bad.
This place is ours now.
And in taking this settlement, we have now reached the point where I can rank up to second marquis. Now we already have 2 spies. I'm not going to increase that. I'm going to give us 2 administrator slots, a trade agreement slot, and then an assignment slot for now. And with that, we have completed this mission, which is now immediately being replaced with one to reach the faction rank of Duke. Which now means we have some more decisions to make. Firstly, I'm going to take Dion Wei over here, and we're going to put him in charge of Chen Province. Then we're going to take Xiao Hu Yuan and make him the Grand Excellency. We're going to take Xiao Hu Dun and make him the Grand Commandant. And then I might make Cao Ren another administrator. I'm not sure yet, though. I don't know if he has any particular traits that are useful for that. Doesn't look like it. So I may look into hiring someone else to serve like that, in that capacity. I'm not going to worry too much about it for now, though. So that does, our income has now gone down to 421 because of increased salary costs for putting people in these positions. But in theory, I'm spending 300 just on the spies every turn. So I could just relinquish the spies at any point if I feel like I want to reduce our costs in that regard. Now, as you can see, Huainan Province consists of Shouchun, the city, which we now own. Small city, so it does count to food production, but obviously has the walls. It also has Juchao, which is a tool maker. Gushi, which is a farmland over here, owned by Kongzhou. And then, no, sorry, not that one. Where's the other one? Oh, Fuli, which we already had, of course. So now, to our direct east, we don't have any enemies. We have Zhirong over here, but we can just sort of leave him there. And then the Han Empire owns Lujiang. which it may not be an issue. I don't know if that army is going to actually become a problem for us. Over here we can see that Tao Qian has a full army. It's not terribly elite, but neither is ours, honestly. We could, however, start trying to like make some slight improvements to quality, but we only have so much income that we can afford to do that with. Unless we do another trade agreement. We make a trade agreement with Hangzhou. We'll negotiate the deal.
Let us talk.
Because they are actually, they really don't want us to be a problem. They really don't want us to attack them, so they're willing to make a lot of concessions to make these deals go through. So I can actually request a payment from them. Let's see. So about 540 on top of getting a trade agreement. They'll give us 392 a turn, and then a non-aggression pact.
Agreeable terms.
That works very well in my favor. You can also see about trying to form a coalition. Which we could try to form a coalition with Yuan Shao. That would be interesting. He's decently useful. We could also make an alliance. We could also make a coalition with Liu Bei. He's pretty easygoing. He likes people, but I don't know if that's going to benefit us as much in the long run. Is the issue. For now, let's see.
Sit, so we may talk.
He would want us to pay us 507 gold a turn to make that work, which I'm not willing to do. On the other hand, we do have the War Blade that I could give him. That adds 3.3 on its own. And then we could also trade some credibility. So if we put 19 credibility and we give him the War Blade, he's willing to sign a coalition with us. That'll be good.
So be it.
There we go. So now we form a coalition, which if we go back to the diplomacy screen, I can go to the faction grouping tab on the bottom right, and we are now the coalition of the Great Plains. Which for now, just the two of us, but it may increase in the future. Who knows? Regardless, I'm actually going to try and talk to Dong Min and see if we can get a peace thing going on. That doesn't seem likely at 12. Minus 12 is not particularly high. Yeah, it's basically not going to happen if we aren't willing to become his vassal at this point, which we're not. So for now, I'm going to trust that they're not really going to be a problem. Next turn, I might try and take Juchao since it's part of the commandery. But after that, I'm probably going to start going back north. And then we'll see about potentially finally dealing with Tao Qian. Yeah, I think that's the way I'm going to go about this. Let's see, got that there. Here.
We must consider the bigger picture.
Oh yeah, let's see. They have guard posts, which adds more to the garrison. They have this, which improves commerce and trade influence. And then this increases population growth. I'm going to get rid of this one because I don't really need the population growth so much. And then next turn I'll see about putting a new building there. In Peiqiang, I'm going to pay money to upgrade this because this will not only give us more food and income, but this will also increase prestige. That's also good. Then we are done for this turn, I believe.
We would not be your enemy.
Yeah, I'll go with a non-aggression pact with Liu Bei, especially if he's willing to pay for it.
We are in concert this day.
Yeah. I'll deal with you later. You know, much later down the line when you're either someone's vassal or you're one of the three kingdoms. One of those two things will probably happen. Alright, so Jiling is out trying to spy. Apparently, we also got a new auxiliary due to an event. Let's see. Here we are. A water clock. 4 satisfaction and 3% replenishment for army.
Welcome, my lord.
That's not
Your
bad.
presence is heartening.
Give that to Jahudun. That'll help with our replenishment. Followers. We still have these, huh? Yeah. On that. Also, speaking of which, Yunwei, did I ever... Okay, I did give you something as population growth. Gotcha. Alright, that's fine. That works for me.
What must be done?
Now then, here, we could build... This wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea, but I'm gonna build the... Oh, you know what? I'm gonna build a Confucian temple. That'll boost public order here. Uh-oh. I may have accidentally, tapped a chord I didn't want to. It's not a big deal. It's not actually causing me to lose any of my ability to play. We're just gonna leave that for now. But, yeah, we're gonna take Ju Chao.
For order!
Real quick.
Strike hard!
We will delegate.
It could end no other way.
And we'll occupy.
Taking the settlement.
There we go. And then from there, we'll start moving back north again. We're going to ignore Liu Jiang right now. And then heading up here, we'll possibly deal with Liu Ji, because he's just been wandering around the territories, and that negatively affects public order. I kind of want to deal with that, and then maybe spend a couple turns with my garrison in Chen just to improve public order. And then we'll probably switch out some troops in our army so that we have a very powerful force to move on Taoqian.
You are weak and troublesome. Yield.
Shut up!
You insult us.
Oh, you insult me by trying to offer vassal agreements. Use you. Alright, and the issue that was going... As we progress turn, I'm going to some stuff around. Ah, excellent. Guojia has been hired by Taoqian, so now he is an active spy. So if we go to the undercover network, we can now see that over here, we have this new little interface. We can see we have the undercover network, which is the overall context in our spy network. And then we have cover, which is this specific spy's, well, cover. And both of these have to be expended to perform various spy actions, which are divided into 4 categories. Fort Noble actions, which are the actions that every spy will have. These generally involve boosting under the network or cover at the expense of the other. Discrediting, making people in this faction less satisfied. A couple other basic things, and then also pursuing a military appointment, which, if that succeeds, and they become recruited as a general, that gives you general actions. This focuses around being able to perform spy actions to sabotage and do other actions related to the enemy's armies, as well as to pursue an administrative appointment, which, if that succeeds and they become an administrator, that then gives them a series of new actions that revolve around sabotaging the commanderies and the settlements. And they can also try and pursue a ministerial appointment, which will put them in really good graces. But the final tab requires being considered a member of the family, which means that you either have to get a spy who is a part of that family already, or you need to get lucky and have your spy become adopted or married into the ruling family. In which case you unlock the family actions, which is a very short list. You can either improve your relations with, which will improve the relations between your faction and the spy's faction. They can try and assassinate the faction heir if there is one, and they can also try to assassinate the faction leader if there is one. Which, the main reason you would probably want to do this is if you can do this properly, you could potentially get a spy to go from being the heir to becoming the faction leader, and then your spy is in charge of an entirely different faction. At which point they can even then instigate a civil war to help reinforce reinforce your influence over the faction by causing those who are less satisfied with the faction leader to try and fight against them. Which also could theoretically weaken that faction if you wanted to invade them. But that is a very specific sequence of events that's not terribly likely to happen, so don't count on it. Let's see, I'm gonna upgrade Fuli. That might not be a bad idea. On the other hand, I'm gonna do this and upgrade this to the patrol barracks. Help potential protection there. And then I would like at some point to upgrade the tool workshop, or the tool forge into a tool workshop to help increase the defenses there. I'm gonna also go off on a limb and say that Dongmin does not want peace with us. Although in theory I could put some credibility towards that, but even so, 11.8 still not worth it. I'll continue waiting until he's willing to have a much better deal. Oh, looks like Guo Jia was also promoted to be Tao Qian's chancellor. So he's obviously very immediately trusted. Which is probably not the best thing for him, but I'm not going to tell him that. Meanwhile, we're going to, like I said, start marching south back up north.
Let us draw up plans.
There we go. I want to hover over that. Faction support. Alright, so. Just to reiterate, at this point we're going to start marching back north because I don't expect the Han Empire.
You would not need fear us.
Nope.
So be it.
I don't expect the Han Empire to attack my southern territories right now. So by moving north, possibly getting Lu Ji out of my lands because he's causing unrest just by his presence. I'm then going to slightly enhance the quality of troops in my army, and then try and march on Tao Qian. Ooh, we have a new son. Also, two former generals of Dong Zhuo's faction, Guo Si and Li Zhu, have rebelled in the capital, sowing further chaos within the tyrant's faction. And, because we have appointed people to the faction council, we now have the faction council panel, which if we click on this, our council members have the ability to basically send us things, ideas for things that we can do that will usually cost them gold, but during the springtime we can select one of these and perform various effects that might be useful. So our Grand Excellency has an idea that will help improve public order in the Chen province. It can also improve the infrastructure in Pengcheng, which will allow us to perform more construction and more efficiently in Pengcheng. Our Grand Commandant has a plan to impede the enemy's logistics, which will make their army have a lot more issues trying to invade our territories. And then we could also assign a mentor to Lady Beyond to improve her experience. However, I'm going to do this for now because I am wanting to deal with the decrease in public order there. And I am also going to march to here, enter an ambush, and hopefully ambush this army and deal with it as well. Sovereign is leveled up. I'm going to give him this. This gives him our forces +2 morale when defending if he is the commander of that army, and also makes him unbreakable, so he will never rout. Ever. It's also spring, which means we get another reform. I'm gonna pick this one. No, this one. This will give us +10% income from all sources. That'll boost our economy a bit. And we still have that extra slot available for a administrator. Have anyone to take up the position. So now we will wait. Hopefully Lu Ji over here will march right into the ambush while trying to move south. Though he may not, because he would have to assault the Shou Chun to do so. So he might go away to the left, but that's fine by me if he does that. Oh, nope, he went this way. I'm just going to delegate. I like ambush battles, but this would be one-sided even as a normal fight. Sorry, Lu Ji. And I guess go for the replenishment.
I value true talent.
Alright, so now we don't have to worry about that reducing our public order in our territories anymore. And we can start moving up north. Once more. Let's see. Logistics can be aptly prepared for, yet easily undone by variables. Supplies are low in your army, and the men accuse you of skimming from the top. The shortage cannot be explained, but you must fashion an excuse to calm the troops before they begin to bray for blood. I can allay their anger, which will improve satisfaction, but our military supplies will be reduced. Or I could accuse the chef, and this will reduce satisfaction. I'm gonna allay anger. Although it cannot be explained, you theorize an earnest approach, which will win you the respect, if not the love, of your men. So with that, because we're in our own territory and because of other factors, that actually doesn't cause any issues for us. I'm just going to continue marching north.
Time to consider events.
And, alright, can't do that. Can I upgrade these guys? Good. I could upgrade those cavalry units into heavier stuff. That would be a good idea. Could also upgrade our light sword infantry. See. I want to do this. So that these guys are all spear guards, which are a good solid troop choice. Then I think I could replace these guys so that we have less infantry but more cavalry and get the tiger cubs. Oh, but they cost more to hire than the tiger and leopard, I see. Alright, in that case, instead, I'm gonna replace this light sword cavalry with the tiger cubs. And I'll leave that for now, and then next turn I might do a couple more upgrades. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright. Don't think there's anything else to take care of. So we'll just move on. Now, interestingly, I have view of sight over Chiapi over here. So I'm gonna guess that our spy was sent to perform some sort of assignment there, and that's why we have sight there. Meanwhile, we will continue our movement north towards Pengcheng. And we're gonna try and see if we can locate Tao Qian's army, because that's taking out that army first is probably the best thing we can do to try and make our invasion as efficient as possible. Meantime, though,
as I walk this land of homes and families, I see China's future.
I'm going to get 2 more tiger and leopard cavalry here in place of those basic sword infantry. And I think for now that's all the upgrading I'm going to do. So we'll pass time once more.
Draw your swords, for we will show no mercy.
Okay. I'm not gonna bother calling for aid. Yuan Shao is like on the other side of me from Yan Baihu, so it doesn't matter.
A chance for honor.
You know what? Sure, pay me to go to war against Wang Quang.
You have
Why not?
shown great wisdom.
Wang Quang isn't near enough that I would think that he's gonna try and invade me, so that's basically just free money. And possibly a free territory if I decide to actually go over there and fight. Yan Baihu is... or... I can't remember if it's Baihu or Beihu, but... he might be an annoyance. Because he's right there. He might actually take my southern territories right now. Which would be annoying, to say the least. I don't suppose I can convince him to not.
Ah, it's you. Very well.
Ooh, negative 28 chance. Alright. We're gonna ignore that. Let's go take a look at Dong Min.
And truth shall guide us.
Ooh, negative 1.1. He's actually... that's actually good. We could actually just pay him off to leave us alone in case. Alright, no, that's not... sorry, I didn't mean to click that. I wanted to go over here and... payment. Keep clicking this still. Until that number under making this work goes down to at least 0. That, and we can propose the deal, and then he will leave us alone.
So be it.
This also noticeably means that we're no longer at war with the Han Empire either, so we don't have to worry about an attack coming from Liu Jiang anymore either. Not that I was in the first place, but still, better safe than sorry.
Chaos's vacuum creates heroes.
Don't see him. That's annoying. We're gonna do this.
Station guards at the perimeter.
No, better. We're gonna do. We're gonna go into ambush stance, right?
Stumble into our trap.
Then we're gonna talk to Qiao Cheng.
We are ready to talk.
Well, I could instigate a proxy war. I could tell him to go to fight someone, like Liu Bei. Or Yuan Shao. If I do this... if I try to make this work, I would have to give him one of my territories from the... do that. That's not really good. Let's see. In that case, what if I make it against Yuan Shao instead? Lesser, but not by much. Probably not worth it, honestly. Proxy war would be interesting, but maybe if I could get like Liu Bei to do it.
Glad tidings to you.
If I get him to fight Cao Chen, it might be easier. Oh yeah, he's just willing to do it. Sweet. Not only is he willing to do it, he's so willing to do it that I could get him to pay me to do it. Just hilarious. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just request a payment here. Let's just see how much of that 11k he's holding on to. He's willing to part for the opportunity to go to war in my name. Let's see. Just back and forth like this, because that actually causes the numbers to adjust a little. So if I do this enough, there. We can get 2,400 in exchange for him also declaring war on Tao Qian for me. Very nice. Let's see. Now, I do need to, when I can, find ways to increase my credibility, because it's very low now. But hopefully, history will show that it was worth it. Now we will wait a turn. And actually, in theory, I could just let Liu Bei potentially wipe out Tao Qian for me. But I also want Liu Qian, so I'm going to at least take that. And maybe take the settlements in Xiapi as well. Also, I just looked back at the record of the chat, and I'm still very amused by Eden's insistence on Xinjiang, despite the fact that she's never played the game. Like, her knowledge of Xinjiang is just what I've told Eden about Xinjiang. Which, in fairness, I also knew that Xinjiang would be the kind of character that Eden would like.
Focus on the task.
You know,
Forget the call.
still. Alright, let's see. We gain an auxiliary, an overseer. I actually give that to Cao Cao.
Mercy is a luxury.
If I do that, that gives more authority, which he needs. And then that gives... Yeah, I get it. She's the Bandit Queen. 5% campaign movement range when commanding, which they are. And then 5% speed for the retinue. Very useful. I really wish you did have this game, because then what I would love to do is like do a co-op campaign where you play Xinjiang and then I play Zhang Yan, who's one of the other bandits who starts literally just north of where Xinjiang is, and then we'd be able to work together to conquer China. Admittedly, with you being the one technically in charge, because Xinjiang refuses to play nice with others. So I kind of have to do that because of the way her faction works.
My fire is rekindled.
Anyway. Faction Council again. Now we could raise a rebellion in Chenliu, but I don't really want to do that. We could also do this and incite military instructors, which would improve the experience of Cao Cao's army. That's actually not a bad idea. We can improve force deployment. Not going to focus on that. We don't really want to deploy more forces at this time. We can improve the commandery infrastructure in Huainan, but I'm going to do this and assign military instructors, because that'll help improve the experience of this army.
With due process.
That one has a level up. Nice. Gary is good. Zeal is also good, though. Might go with Zeal. That'll bolster up the attack infantry, the assault infantry, really nicely. And then, like I said, we have the reform. I could do this, but this just gives more income from industry, so that's not much of a benefit right now. We could go for another trade agreement. That might not be a bad idea. I'm going to do this, actually. This will help us get more improvements in our farming industry, which makes sense because we have a lot of farms. And like livestock farms, normal farms, and then eventually we'll get another farm over here when I go beat up Pei. Or someone else does, and then I take it from over, beat him up. You know, who knows. In the meantime, though, it is time to declare war on Taoqian. And now we're going to take over this temple, because it would do a lot better under my rule. Excellent. And now I control the commandery.
Chaos's vacuum creates heroes.
And I leveled up, so I could do... If I get this, this will naturally allow me to do night battles. I might be able to show you guys how that works. I'll also give Cao Cao the Clay Warrior, not because he needs satisfaction, because he's the faction leader, so he doesn't have satisfaction. He's in charge. He's obviously enjoying being in charge. But this will increase his authority, which will improve the satisfaction of others. We also now have a scheme available again. Let's see. Let's see. Rival tech and one prey. Alright. If I do this, this will increase our credibility by 10, on top of increasing our diplomatic relations with all factions by 20. I'm gonna do that. Because that will also make it easier to potentially go to make peace with Yan Baihu. Because now that's already down to 12, so if I wait a little longer, I might be able to get peace going on there. Let's see. And I'm gonna just get the quick panel. Not too many things I'm interested in doing right now. But yeah, so now I may start trying to attack these territories. As hopefully Liu Bei doesn't take over Zhujiang before I can get there. But if he does, it's not a big deal. It's just slightly annoying. Also, the reason I wanted Liujiang is because this is the Grand Temple City of Confucius. So it gives not only 5 prestige, but also 10 satisfaction to all of my characters, which is extremely good.
I think this will meet with your approval.
Liu Bei wants to join our coalition, but Yuan Shao is against it, so it doesn't even matter how I vote, so I don't even get the option of
Your
voting.
choice.
Oh. Taoqian is up
What are your
north.
thoughts?
Dongmin offers us peace on behalf of Wang Fangye. Rejecting will result in war. What this means is that Dongmin vassalized the faction that I was at war with, so now he is offering us peace, which I will accept.
We are in concert this day.
Because I didn't want to go to war with that person anyway. Now, if I had been at war with Dongmin at the time that he did that, I probably would not have gotten that prop because he wouldn't have cared. Because by making Wang, now Fang Yue, a vassal, he's offering protection for them in exchange for them giving him money, basically. So he needed to do that because if I didn't agree to stop going to war with Wang Fang Yue, that would have required him to declare war on me. Alright, it looks like Xiling was not able to get employment, unfortunately. But now I will begin my movement towards Zhujiang. Wait. I waited too long. Oh well. But yeah, Taoqiang for some reason is way up here, attacking Huangshao, which is fine by me. That'll give me time to take Jiapi, the entire province, and then hopefully march back up to Pengcheng to see him off before he potentially tries to attack me. Then I might take that city. Because this is far from my other stuff, I don't really want it right now. But I could take it and then basically sell it to another faction in exchange for maybe a territory I want more. Or a bunch of money. I haven't decided yet. Also, I need to really upgrade Cheng at some... we're slowly ending up with issues in public order that need to be dealt with.
This is your last chance for peace.
No.
Greed is an ugly trait.
I've only taken one of your territories. I just said that I want 3 of them. Calm down and let me take 2 more territories, and then maybe I'll consider peace with you while Liu Bei finishes you off. As you can see, I have somewhat thoroughly planned out how this is going to go. I didn't really expect Taoqiang to be all the way up north, but, you know, that actually works for me for now, at the least. People are declaring war on each other, yada yada yada.
No mercy.
And we're gonna fight a night battle, which I guess I'll actually do this battle myself just to show how the night battle works. So we'll start a battle.
The winds of victory blow in our favor.
Yeah, no kidding.
Do not hesitate. Victory must be achieved.
I was gonna say burn everything down, but that's not accurate. I don't want to burn everything down because I want to own what we're attacking. So as you can see, it's very dark right now. You'll also notice that the Tiger Cubs here have the Vanguard deployment trait, so I can actually deploy them outside of the green. You'll also notice that all my units are now carrying these nice lanterns to help, so they can see during the night. And I can't see the enemy from here, but presumably they're around here somewhere. They'll likely be revealed once we start the actual battle. But for the moment, I'm going to enter formation, usual. And then we'll just start the battle. As you can see, they're right over here. They got 3 units of archers, territorial archers, which is a unit specific. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Hold on. I think that's. Wait. Alright, actually, let's just. We'll do like that for now. Stop them from running. Fast forward as usual. Now, I kind of didn't actually say what the night battle does, but the 2 things it does is, 1, the army that, or whatever force I'm attacking, cannot be reinforced, which for this particular battle doesn't matter, there weren't any reinforcements nearby. But the second thing it does is, because we're attacking at night, the assumption is that the enemy wasn't prepared because they were probably like asleep. They are at, all these units are actually being incurred with a minus 15 morale penalty. So what I'm hoping to do is basically charge my infantry forward, surround with the cavalry, charge into their archers, and then cause a mass rout right at the beginning, and then win the battle with minimal actual, like, anything. On top of that, I don't know if you noticed, but you can see all these little eye symbols on all of my units, and how there's sort of like a mist on the bottom of each unit card. That means that none of these units can be seen by the enemy. The enemy doesn't know we're here because of the darkness. So even though we're almost in like archery range, they don't know that. So now, we're going to start marching ahead. And now our forces are starting to become visible. So at this point,
ready! Our general needs our aid.
I'm going to move up our cavalry at full speed and try and basically get behind their forces and then just charge in. Meanwhile, the enemy has 4 infantry units, it looks like, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can send exactly 2 towards each enemy force. While our archers can begin firing on the enemy. And
feel yourselves.
Fortunately, I can't take advantage of the fire arrow thing.
To attention.
What I can do
move.
is we're gonna just start charging people in like so. Activate this buff for obvious reasons.
Take heed, warriors.
The enemy unit flees.
And then we're gonna start just sending our archers into the enemy forces. Frame rate's suffering a bit because of all the action that's going on, but that's fine. As you can see, I was correct, and the enemy is now starting to mass rout. And now we have victory. And now we can just sort of claim victory. Don't need to chase them down, because again, this was another garrison battle. So even though it says they have 635 soldiers, they really don't. It does look like they were able to get about 17 kills on us, but considering the situation, those are more than acceptable casualties. In an actual battle like this, we probably should have gotten a lot more.
Is coming to fruition.
Oh, I'm sorry, 19. We lost 19. Okay.
We shall enjoy the spoils.
Alright, we now have Xia Dion Wei has leveled up, so we're going to give him this, because this will mean that the commandery he is administrator of will now have 15 more reserves in the event that they are attacked in a siege. Jiling is preparing to return to us. Not sure what I'll do with him when he comes back. I'll have to figure that out. Meantime, I'm going to... I don't really know why we have this, if I'm honest, this marketplace. It doesn't really seem like it's serving any particular purpose for us. I'm going to get rid of it. I want to try and replace it with something that's going to be more useful to us. I could upgrade Fuli, but I'm going to wait, because I want to wait for this building to demolish, and then I can build something new there.
Welcome, friend!
I'm going to see if I can call Yuan Shao to help me fight Tao Qian. He's more than willing to do so, so I'm actually going to... You know, I might as well see if he's willing to pay to join me. Because then, if I can have him attack Dong for me and fight Tao Qian's army, dead.
I've been told it is in our interest.
Then I can focus on other things. Yeah, because he has his army right here, so Yuan Shao might actually attack correctly, and then I won't have to worry about that. And then I can just focus on taking Jia Pi, and then who knows? Maybe I'll decide to take Dong Hai, because Liu Bei doesn't really seem intent on actually attacking. Let's see. In one more turn, I'll actually have the money to upgrade this to a small city, which will, in addition to putting walls around my capital, which is, this will also, perhaps more importantly, give me another slot which I can put in a building that will increase our public order there. And you know what? I'm thinking I should probably attack Dong Hai.
Your thoughts?
No.
Greed is an ugly trait.
Yeah, but see, I'm in a coalition with your brother, and I know you two hate each other. I don't feel like a non-aggression pact with you is a good idea for me maintaining my coalition. You know, I get that kind of feeling. Also, Sun Che apparently just declared war on you, so you're probably not going to last very long anyway. I could try and send Jiling out again. He's not in a good mood, because that's what generally happens when a spy fails their thing. I could also hire Tao Sheng or Zhang Ba, who are both in Tao Cheng's faction. And Tao Sheng is actually one of Tao Cheng's sons. I could really get some havoc going on if I do that. That'd be fun. Do that. And Jiling. The -5 public order really makes me not want to send. I'm actually gonna just release him. Then I save a bit of money from that. Let's see. No. Let's see, what options do I have? Actually, do I have another thing I can do to increase my... I can do Dominion over the realm again. This is a good one. This is the one that gives me a reform, and it gives me 20 credibility, so that'll be... I'll activate this again. This is honestly probably the most broken thing that you can do, because being able to access these reforms more often really helps you get to the good stuff. Because, like, right now I can do this, and this increases all food production by 25%. As you can see here, I'm producing 23 food a turn. And that's important because every time you once you get into the point where your settlements start getting walls, that starts incurring food penalties because of the amount of growth that starts happening in terms of population. So having a lot of food allows you to build larger and more impressive cities, which helps with prestige and gives you more room for other things. So let's see. I'm gonna attack Dong Hai. I might do that because he's up here for now. So as long as he's there, I can basically just do what I want. But I'm actually gonna take Jiapi, just so I can get this full commandery, and then I can take Dong Hai. So we'll do that. There we go.
Another step towards order.
Occupy. Shoot, I've been spending money. I still can't upgrade this town. Hold on. Yuan Shao, my good friend. I have in my possession, this forged iron scale. Would you be willing to part with some money for it? And if so, how much? Oh, that's definitely more than enough that I needed. Yeah. Hold on. There we go. 861 gold for that.
Goodwill stabilizes relations.
Agreed. And money allows me to upgrade my town into a city. Just what I care about right now. Oh, also we had this. You know what? I'm gonna build a tax collector, because that'll get me a little bit of money in exchange for lowering public order. But I have the Confucian Shrine, which is directly counteracting that effect. And in a couple turns, I'll show you another reason for building that in one of your settlements. Now, did Tao Tian start moving his main army south yet? He hasn't. I can attack Dong Hai, but if he has, I need to move my army to Pengcheng to head him off. He's not. Kind of in a stalemate position, because the moment he moves away, Yuan Shao is probably going to take Dong. And he really can't afford to be losing cities like that in his mind. On the other hand, oh, that's the guy I hired. Oh, I see. Right. Could do a military revolt, which would mean he joins me. But I don't really want to do that. Let's see. So we can see here their armies. They have an army here. They have 3 armies. Although this one doesn't have any upkeep, so I'm not sure what's going on in that situation. Maybe that's just a garrison. But yeah, this army right here, this is the main one. This is their main one. As you can see by telling by their army upkeep being rather significant, as well as their soldier count. So if we can go here and then let's see. If we falsify the marching orders of Tao Qian's army, that will mean that they can't move as far. That will be extremely useful to us. Meanwhile, Gojia is also in this faction, but hasn't been put in an army, but he doesn't really mind. Now let's see. Could build the undercover network, which would allow Tao Sheng to possibly do something else for us, or we could try and discredit a character and like get someone to be pulled out of being in an army. Really useful for us. Yeah, because then let's see. If I pick Zheng Ya, who's the administrator of Dong, we can get him to be forced out. And then finally, I'll have you do this to put more in the undercover network for now. And then that's just a review of everything that's happened. will move up to Zhujiang just to make sure that this army isn't commanded to attack us.
Summon my advisors.
Or if it does, it will be forced away.
We gladly offer you a chance for honor.
I'm gonna reject that.
If that is your choice.
Because if I agreed to that, this time Dongmen will declare war on me, and I just... Well, okay, I didn't just at this point, but I don't want him to... I don't want him to deal with that right now. Alright, so he moved into Donghai, which, in fairness, is probably a good idea. Or rather, in general, it would be the proper thing to do, because having his army just out and about is a bad idea. Oh! Oh! Oh, I'm a genius! I forgot that that was a thing! Alright, so let me explain what just happened. You'll recall that last turn, I had one of my spies go and use the discredit character action, which allows me to target one of the generals in another faction and reduce their satisfaction. In doing so, I made Zhang Ya, his satisfaction reach 0, which, for reference, means that he wants to lead the faction at that point. But because he was made the administrator of Dong, what happened then is that when he left, he rebelled and then turned over the city to me. So I just got a free city. Granted, Taocheng is still right there. So, like, he's probably going to, try and besiege the city immediately afterwards. But that went really well for me. Alright, Faction Council. Let's see. What are our options? Yeah. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna keep the bandits to the south from attacking us fervently. Although, actually, if I can get you guys to agree to peace... Oh, you're willing to agree to peace. But you got anything you can give me? Notice that you're actually, you really want this peace. I'm actually gonna ask you for some money. Just leave me alone. Shoot. Alright, 958, that's enough.
You have my agreements.
Now, I just had a thought. That's probably not going to work. Oh yeah, it's definitely not going to work. I don't even have the option to do what I was thinking of. Never mind. We'll try it again later. But for now, I have peace, so the south is no longer under threat. I can unlock a new reform. And apparently that, oh, wait. Let me show you the reason I wanted, the other reason I wanted the tax collector is because that unlocks this. We get a new reform that gives +2 public order to all of our commanderies. So that will counteract, for the moment, the population debuff going on in Chen, long enough for the upgrade to go through, and then I can deal with that. Meantime, let's see. I want to just do something. Build up the undercover network. Then I'm going to have Cao Cao attack Donghai.
Strike hard.
Because now I have the option of extracting Tao Sheng. Well, actually, I'm not going to do that. Because what I can do instead is demand surrender. I was hoping that he would agree to do that. Oh well, it's fine. We'll just continue the siege for now.
Crush them.
I'm gonna guess that they refuse the surrender because that's the last settlement they own. Let's see. War coordination. I'm gonna try and see if I can get Yuan Shao to deal with Tao Qian for me. Wait, do I demolish this? That's an iron mine. I'd downgrade that. And I could upgrade this. Full city. I'll leave that with this. Actually, no, I won't do that because if Taoqian attacks and takes the city, then I'll waste the money. We're not going to do that. What we are going to do is we're going to get rid of the tax collector now that I got the reform I wanted. And then we're going to upgrade Chiapi into a city. We still got 3 turns on that, so I have plenty of time. And as you'll notice, me taking these cities has now boosted up my finances considerably. Yuan Shao didn't move. That's unfortunate. Yeah, he's gonna go try and take Dong. Which not what I would like. But if I can take Donghai first, then I can march my army up and potentially stop him before he can take the city. Tao Shang ended up leaving, which is somewhat unfortunate. Oh right, Saoang. That's my first son, I believe. Which modest. Actually, he's got some fantastic traits for an officer. That's actually insane.
And corruption.
That being said, I'm now going to just take over Donghai real quick.
It is just as it should be.
We could have her join us, but I don't really need more people right now, so I'm just going to release her, get money for it.
Let them go.
And then we'll occupy Donghai.
Restore harmony.
That gives us even more money. Also, I became greedy, but that doesn't matter. The negatives only matter if he was an administrator and not the faction leader. Oh, I just straight up can't use that. Alright, never mind. We're just gonna get rid of that. And then Peng Cheng. We can upgrade this towards being a city. And let's see. So go Jia out here. I don't think he can really do anything to help us. Wait, he can't. Well, maybe. He can discredit Sun Qiang, which will then lower him to 8. Fortunately, doesn't do what I would. It's not enough for what I want. I could have gotten him to get the Zheng Ba. He was low enough that that would have caused him to defect, and then he would have pulled out of this army. And then this entire middle retinue would no longer be there. But, oh well. Don't have enough money to build something in Huainan for now. I'll just wait until the next turn for that. And then we'll start moving towards Dong during next season.
Proposal.
Yeah, sure, why not? We're neighbors.
We are in concert this day.
And that was a military access agreement, so that just means we can go through each other's lands without diplomatic penalties. That'll be good in case I need to go through his lands to go attack someone on the other side, or if he needs to go through my lands to attack someone on the other side of me. So, and there's not really a reason for me to not do that, because Liu Bei specifically is extremely trustworthy, so I'm not worried about him. Let's see. The enemy have left their siege equipment vulnerable, and a well-placed rock slide could cripple their assault. Although we must move a men away from rebuilding and repairing the defenses, it can be done. Yeah, let's do it. That should slow down their ability to actually attack, which is what we need right now.
Wipe them out.
And it looks like Yuan Shao might be moving to attack Tao Qian as well, which would be good. And well, Chen still has one more turn for that. I'm going to build something here. I'm going to build the military forge, because that reduces recruitment cost here and increases income from industry, like from this tool workshop, by 10%. That's a good option. We're also getting an alert because the settlement is being besieged, but we already knew about that. We're not really worried. And here we have Tao Shang, who we can actually put as an administrator. That kind of resolves that problem we were having. And if we want it to be hilarious, I'm going to put him in charge of Dong. Specifically because that means that now, if we go over here and look at the garrison includes Tao Shang's forces, so that bolsters that up a bit, and reduces the chance that they'll attack it before I arrive. And if he does attack and it happens to take out Tao Shang, I'm not going to be that upset. Alright, Zhang Yang no longer exists. Let's see. Now, you. There's some things I could do to affect you. Ooh. If I do this, this would reduce public order, but it would fix the issue with the reserve. Because right now,
Strike together.
our reserves are 0, so we are taking attrition. But if I do this, then that would cancel it out. And this also gives me another 10 credibility. So I'm going to activate that. That'll hopefully also help keep us safe until we get over there.
Ready for forced march.
We're going to do a forced march to get there faster. Chen has finished, so now I can go over here. And let's see. Add some military infrastructure here, because that'll boost public order and add a garrison to my capital. That's very useful. Donghai we can also upgrade, but I'm not going for the moment. Huainan we can upgrade the Confucian Shrine, but I'm going to focus on upgrading this instead for now. Get us more food, prestige, etc. Then we'll let time flow. Really don't know if Yuan Shao is actually going to attack Tao Qian or not.
Tell us your thoughts.
You know what? I like Kongrong. Well, I'll agree to that.
We are in concert then.
Once I get a settlement that's actually on the coast side, I can try and... Attacking army demands that you surrender. No. I'm performing delaying tactics. Surrendering would defeat the point of that. I would have literally used that scheme for nothing. Except for the 10, credibility, I suppose, but, you know. Apparently I recruited someone new to my faction. Or not. Let me go look up the alert again. What was that? Alright, I did apparently hire someone. They're not showing up here, so I guess they are going to show up next turn? I don't know. Yeah, I don't... Oh, well. Anyway.
With vision. At ease.
Alright, at this point, I think they're now in range efficiently, but I'm going to wait because I want to try and see if I can actually just attack him directly. That would be very helpful. And then we're going to just spend some money there. As you can see, the siege has caused damage to parts of Dong, which is unfortunate, but we'll deal with it. I'm interested to see if Tao Qiang continues the siege or breaks away now that my army's gotten closer.
If we could, we would fight to the end.
Oh, Tao Qian He only died of old age, and now his son Tao Ying is in charge, but I'm not going to agree to peace.
A slight not to be forgotten.
Mainly because I'm supposed to be trying to eliminate that faction, even if Tao Qian is dead, because I've determined that the entire Tao family is very corrupt. Huh. Looks like that other faction got obliterated. I assume that's what, yep, that's what Yuan Shao was doing. Alright, that's fine with me. I now have the faction council up again. I could raise a rebellion there. Don't really know if I want to. Let's see. I could do this. This is good. Because this is the thing that will improve public order, but also upgrades the garrison level and provides more replenishment for them. That's very useful to me.
Ripens and blossoms.
Today, we remove a threat to China.
Because that will help this garrison to recover after I win this fight. This is probably going to be the last fight for the stream, so I'm going to actually do this one, even though we are apparently hosting a major advantage over the enemy. Which is accurate, just to be clear.
We have work to do today. Let heaven observe.
They will cause anguish no longer.
Let future generations tell of our glory here today.
Yes, because this battle will spell the doom for the Tao family. Let's see. So our reinforcements are going to be coming from over here. So we can basically just sort of account them for not being here at all. Now, let's see. Yeah, our good friend Zhao Hudun is definitely better than their one general that can actually duel. I'm gonna make a note of trying to put him over here, so that he can try and start a duel there as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, Cao Cao and Zhao Huyuan are going to go over here. They're gonna try and go around so they can attack the strategist from behind. The enemy has 4 archer range units, like we do, but only one of them is crossbows. The other are archers. The crossbows actually have more reach. So we have a slight advantage there. Let's see, they have 7, looks like, infantry units and 3 cav. So it's possible that some are just in these trees and I can't see them. But overall, I would say we definitely host an advantage. Now, I don't know if we can actually, let's see, if I take the tiger cubs, okay, we can move through this water. So I'm going to take these 4 more elite cavalry and host them on the right flank. They can engage these cavalry. Then we're going to take all of our infantry and just form a basic front line to move forward and engage theirs. Obviously, I'm going to have our archers form up behind them. I'm going to remove skirmish just in case, so that they don't just run when the enemy gets too close to them. And I think that covers it for my army. I can deploy deployables. I'm going to put up the defensive tower right here, just in case they happen to get into range of where I can fire. I don't think they will, but just in case. And I'm going to put oil here. And I'm going to specifically have one of them light it, because that will start burning the trees. And if the fire spreads to their side, that will remove their ability to be hidden. Then, just because I have it, I'm just going to do this. Put the stakes like over here. Yeah. just so that any cavalry tries to go through there, won't. Alright, let's see. So, first, we're gonna do that. Let's see. Oh, I forgot about the other cavalry. That's fine. They're gonna basically just try and go around behind the enemy and attack the archers from behind. Basically what they're up to. Now let's see. Put you guys here. I'm gonna start grouping people up, because by making the groups, that allows me to more easily access. There we go. Alright, so we move infantry here. The archers behind them. We give orders to the cavalry. We're waiting to set this on fire before we move up. But you are going to charge towards him with the intent of starting a duel.
Look, our reinforcements are on the field.
Reinforcements are coming in, but they're so far away that I'm not even going to bother actually controlling them. I'm just going to leave them.
You will fall!
And then you guys are going to start moving this way. Let that take care of itself.
As the mighty oak falls, so must you.
I will enjoy watching you fall! Take heed, warriors!
Yeah, that is technically more damage than it normally does, so I'll activate that. Boom, nice. Yeah, this guy is definitely losing his duel. Yep, there he goes. He's gone.
The enemy general is fallen.
And now, of course, they start firing on him because he's no longer in a duel, so he's free game. But I don't actually care. They're not going to do that much damage to him. Alright. Now, we start pushing you up. And it looks like they add a little bit more in this direction. So we can probably take note of that. You guys here, we'll have you start heading towards that. We'll continue moving you back here. Let's see. You two will charge them. You two will charge them. Then our archers will push up to here, and they'll be in range to start shooting. And I'm gonna continue to have you circle around.
To run! I was going to let you live until now. Go, go, go!
That's a lie. That's just a lie. Alright. And now you guys are moving in. Alright, I need you guys to... Actually, have all of you just go after that. You guys are going to attack them. You're going to attack them. There. And... there. You're going to attack... Come on, move out of the way so I can select them. Thank you. You will go there. You there. And these guys I'm probably gonna have back out. And reunite with them and then charge like that. Let's see. You guys actually aren't really quite in range, so I'm going to push you guys up forward more.
Look the enemy run, Craven. At the ready. The time has come.
And you guys need to leave because there's spears coming towards you, and as heavy as you are, that doesn't mean that you are immune to spears. Alright, now, spear guards from behind, go!
The enemy unit flees. What cowards!
Very good. And then you guys will help them there. I'm gonna have the archers push up a little bit more. That. Whoops. Whoops. One moment. Yeah. Sorry. Made a mistake there. Yeah.
At the ready.
And then activate this buff.
Enduring as the earth. Unleash fury.
And we're going to take 2 of our heavy cav and move them towards these guys who are coming back. You there, you there, you there. There we go.
Stand ready. Fight!
You will continue chasing after that strategist. Appears the fire strategy over here didn't work, unfortunately. That's fine.
The enemy general falls. Ha! Cavalry, stand ready. Do
Send them
not
there.
relent.
Have you guys charge them.
To attention!
You'll go after these guys because spears are good against cav, obviously.
Ready!
You'll move over here.
The time has come.
Continue chasing
To
them.
attention.
You go here.
Strike!
Go on, keep up. I know you can do it.
Oh, how witty! How very witty!
Take heed, warriors.
Stand ready!
Alright. Charge into them. And that will probably cause them to break. And with that, that should cause the entire army to mass rout. There we go. Excellent. Just as planned.
The time has come!
As those foreigners on the island of Nippon like to say, Keikaku Dori. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna have you guys stop chasing them because they're actually faster than you because they're light cab and you're heavy. So I'll have you try and go after them. Instead,
Make ready.
you go there, you go there. Now let's see how many of them we can route. Or remove completely, that is. You got a crossbow in here. Y'all are chasing people there. Have you... No, you're fine. You can continue fighting them. Let's see. Fast forward. You're hunting them down. Come on. There we go. You finish with them. I don't know if there's anyone really in range for you to chase, but we'll try. A lot of them are going to get away, but I'm fine with that overall. It's not a big deal. I don't suppose you can get to them before they get across that line, can you? The 15 seconds. So we do that. That'll increase your charge speed so you can get into them. There we go. That helps a little. And from here, it's mostly just sort of letting the AI chase the people around a bit. Looks like these guys are the only ones that are actually left. There's 2 of them. So, yep. Oh, only 1 left. There he is. He's running. He's running. Oh, he's gone. Alright, there's presumably other people running, but at this point I'm just willing to just claim the victory here. And we'll end the battle. And the enemy's forces have been reduced to 372. And you can see that from the numbers over on the bottom left that our cavalry did a lot of work. Although a lot of those, of course, were chasing people down after they started routing, but still. Our crossbows also did decent work as well. But regardless...
Another step towards order.
And then we'll replenish.
Good fighters are hard to come by.
Got Huyuan. Got some stuff going on there. And now... we chase after them again. And this time, as you can see, their forces are extremely weakened, so I'm not even going to bother doing the proper battle for this. But we'll do this, and that'll remove them. That will eliminate the final standing army of the Tau. Get some income from it.
It matters not.
And with that, we have destroyed their faction, and revenge has been schemed against old adversaries at last. And because of that, Guojia, of course, will be returning to us because there's no longer a faction for him to spy on. Though cunning, the capital is saved and legitimacy secured. So now, our next objective at some point is to cure Liu Yang, either by directly owning it or by having a military ally own it, which it appears that Liu Cheng already owns it, and since they're a trading partner, I'm inclined to say that we should probably try and just, be allies, but who knows? None may know the machinations of Cao Cao.
What do you wish to know?
I'm going to quickly just do this. And with that, I'm going to call today's stream here. We have successfully created a decent power base, as you can see here, with all that delightful little green symbols. We have defeated Tao Qian and his family, including convincing one of his own sons to betray his family and join us. And next time, we'll see about moving west perhaps to Luoyang, as well as trying to continue to expand our power base over here. And maybe finally get rid of Heiyi and his presence in a property, in a territory that by all rights should be mine. But for now, this will be the end of today's stream. I am the General of 10,000 Victories, and I will see you all on the next battlefield.